All right, we're going to pick up where we left off in part one. But before we get started, I just want to say for those 5 viewers that wanted to see it in fast time, I hope you enjoyed it. For the 233,000 others, maybe not so much. All right, so what we're going to be doing is dividing this section into 4 sections right here, and 4 equal sections, I should say, on the big side, and 2 sections on the smaller side. Now, you might see me marking this, but because this is fast forward, you may not have seen it, but I did lose the cap to my Sharpies, and it fell down inside the welding table. What do you know? But I got my tray right here on the side. I was able to pull it out and find it, and everything is good. All right, like I said, this is 5/8 square tube. This is the start of the decor. This is 3 pieces, 4 equal sections of about 9 inches each. And it is important to get these things as close as I can, because I'm going to ultimately, there's a lot of cuts going on in the field in this. You'll see here in a minute. And there's going to be a lot of 45s. I'm going to try to make one piece and use it as a template for the other pieces as well. You'll see it, here in just a little bit. All right, got those welded in place, and then this one right here will be the last on the small section. Like I said, they're about 9 inches. I think 9 1/16 or something like that. But it is important to get them right on the money. You can see I'm spending a lot of time here. Be sure that they're the same, because I am going to make one piece, hopefully using that as a template. So you might see that the one bar is recessed down flat against the table, and the other is kind of stuck out a little bit, and that's what that's what I had planned. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. I'm over at the Portaband, and I can freehand cut these 45s, and that probably would work. But since I've got so many of them, I thought it would be a great idea to make a temporary, like a template, a jig, or a slide of some sort. I've got those slots in the Portaband table from Swag Off-Road. I'm going to utilize them. I've never used them before, so I think this is a good opportunity for something like this that I'll be able to use. You can see that 3/4 wide by 1/2 inch deep, and I've just put those in there, and I've got a board here. Again, this is just a temporary. This is just something that's just down and dirty that I'm just going to get through with this project right here. It's not really permanent. I'm not spending a lot of time getting everything perfect, that's for sure. Some 18 gauge 1-inch brad nails right here and a little bit of glue, and this thing here will serve its purpose. Overall, I think it's a good idea, and maybe at some point it'd be a great idea to have a slide that a little bit more permanent, something that can be used all the time. But for this project, this is going to work just fine. Once I knew that it was sliding good and working good, and I've got it, the glue is starting to tack, I went ahead and flipped it over to the other side and got a few more brads in there. All right, and with my speed square, I just marked it at 45, and I'm just cutting some blocks right here, and these are the blocks that I'm going to sandwich the 5/8 square tube in between. I'm just going to glue and nail down on my mark right here. No particular place. There you can see I'm short of the top, long on the bottom, but this is going to work just for what I need it to. You can see I'm going to run that right through the blade right there. I wasn't paying attention when I put those brads in, and of course that one is right in line with the saw, and I got a couple more on either side of that, and then I'm going to run the blade through here. You don't see that right now. I'll cut through that, but it's going to create my cut line right there. Got my little sample piece, put it in there, and it looks like that's going to work pretty good. So at least those cuts will all be on a 45, and they should be all uniform. There's all my scrap pieces right here. I hang on to all of that stuff for reasons just like this, and hopefully, I use them up. So my bin gets emptied out sometimes and filled up, but ultimately it's nice to be able to use leftover stuff from previous projects. All right, so for this, that's going to fit in the corner, and then this one right here is the first real cut, I should say, that we're going to be using. And I just want to double check, just be sure that fits where it's supposed to. It looks like it does. Then I'm going to back it up on the other side, and it is going to be the same. So I've got 12 of these to make like this. I'm going to use the first one as the template, and then I'll be able to just move along fairly quickly with the rest of them. And like I said, it's just taking the corners off the one end that allows it to fit in the corner of the frame. It's all going to get welded over anyway, but you know, it's just a better fit. Alright, so once I got all those done, then it's the in-between ones, right like there. Now this is going to be a 45 on both sides, and I'll do the same thing here. This is going to act as a template for the rest of them. A lot of guys might ask, you know, why don't you just use your cutoff saw? Well, that's all good, but there's a lot of small pieces like these ones right here, and that would not work very well on the cutoff saw, and so this is just a better overall application for what I'm doing. You can see that it's fairly quick. Everything was fairly easy, and there it all is. Everything just fits in really nice, and that is the layout of the screen, Fireplace screen. And in the next video, we are going to get everything welded in, get the screen on the back, and I'll show you the finished product. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you in part 3.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.